I was watching Dateline last night and they were covering Sean Diddy Combs' trial, and very interesting. And it's so funny, like 20 years ago, not 20 years ago or 10 years ago, in 2021, that he was at that courtroom fighting for his freedom when allegedly he shot up a nightclub in New York City in 1999. And obviously, everyone knows that he got exonerated and he was free and clear. And Shine took the fall of that shooting at that nightclub. And Jennifer Lopez, she was free as clear as well, even though she had a small part of it because she's the one who carried the firearm in her bag that night. And there was a ruffle, and shooting, guns were blazing, and people got hurt, people got killed, and Sean Diddy Combs was not held accountable for it, even though there was eyewitnesses stating that he fired the gun and he shot up the club. So he got off, and you would think getting off like that, knowing that you could have spent the rest of your life in prison, but you didn't, because God gave you a second chance, even though you were guilty, because you're the one that carried that fire. Well, actually, your girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, carried the firearm, and you shot up that club and hurt innocent people, innocent bystander. But God gave you a second chance, and you didn't serve time. And then with that second chance, what did he do? How did he repay God? He abused his power. He abused his wealth. He abused what was given to him by doing all this acts of violence against people, sexual violence, trafficking, racketeering, all, you name it, he has done it for the last 20 years, allegedly killing people, making them disappear. And this is what you do with that second chance. So when people were, making claims, excuse me, let me back up. When Cassidy was making claims that, Diddy abused her throughout the relationship, and was beating her and then using prostitutes for his own gain to record her while she was performing this sexual act, so he can use leverage on her in the near future. People didn't believe that. Or people did knew in the back of their mind, but they just couldn't comprehend that he would do something like this, something so horrible, until they saw that video. Until they saw that 2016 of March video when Cassidy was trying to leave that hotel because she did not want to do the sexual acts for that prostitute, that male prostitute that Sean Diddy Combs hired. Okay, a lot of people are going to say, well, Cassidy knew about this. She knew about, Diddy's swinger, how he was. But if you read that lawsuit, I'm sorry, she did not want to do that. Okay, maybe, just maybe, she engaged in some type of threesome. Maybe she was into that because she wanted to please her man at the time. But let me tell you something. When things are being forced against your will, when you're being drugged against your will, your body, your mind, it lose out of control. There's things that you're not aware what's happening around the room and around your environment. Okay, and like I said in my video, the defense team, his defense team, is going to paint Cassidy, oh, this wild party girl. She knew what she was getting herself into when she dated Puff, P Diddy, Sean Diddy, whatever you call him these days. Okay, they're going to paint, oh, she knew what she was getting herself into. She liked that wild lifestyle. But let me tell you something. Reading that lawsuit, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. That is so further from the case. Okay? So further from the case. This woman, excuse me, was being forced to do things that she did not want it to do. Okay, they're gonna paint, make it seem like they were fighting over a phone, over this. That's what the defense team is going to present, when really she was trying to leave. She was trying to escape from that nightmare she was in that hotel room in 2016. Okay, and then you know the rest. What happened to her? Okay, and people were just like, was like saying in an interview, like, I was just shocked because I idolize him, I worship him. And I'm saying to myself, Sean Diddy Combs is a man. Why would you idolize and worship this man? Now, granted, you can respect the guy because he hustled and bustled and he came from nothing to something. That I can respect. You know what I mean? From growing up in Harlem and moving to his mom moved him and his sister to Mount Vernon to have a better life. His mom worked 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet to provide for her children at the time. Okay, I respect that. Most people do that today. I get that. And Sean Diddy Combs really worked hard to build a life, to build an empire for himself. That I can respect because I do respect the hustle and bustle. However, what I don't respect is when you have that money, when you have that power, when you have that influence that you can just do whatever you want and you feel like there's no consequences of your action because you feel like you're God, you feel like you're the king. Wrong. Guess again. No, because you're not God and you're not the king. You're just a human being just like everyone else. And I just don't understand why people don't get that. Why people feel like they're so shocked when they hear people do things to other people. Like, let's just get this straight here and let's just get serious, okay? People are capable of doing anything. Murder, sex trafficking, drugs, whatever you name it. People are capable of doing that. We just don't see it because people hide it in plain sight, okay? People don't expose their dirty little secret. They have this fake persona. People do that, okay? People live double life, secret life. You find out like you've been married for someone for like 30 years and you find out that they were gay. You find like they like men and you raised a family with them and everything. People live double lives. I don't know why people get so shocked when they hear celebrities do, crazy, outrageous things. I'm not surprised. We're living in the last days, people. Wake up. We're living in the last days. People are capable of doing anything, okay? Anything. Now, you have some good people out there. Don't get me wrong. You do have some good people and moral people that do the right thing. However, you have some people who live double lives, and then they're one way in front of the cameras, and behind closed doors, you don't know what the hell they're doing. Freak off parties, drugs, drugging people, having sex with underage girls and boys, prostituting. We don't know what people do in closed doors. They just want you to see what we should see. That's how it works. And when people say, "Oh, I was just so surprised. I didn't expect that." I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit. Come on. If you've been around people for over a decade and you trying to tell me you don't know their patterns, you was not expecting this, please. People have been warning about this man for a very long time, and no one didn't want to say or do anything because of status, because of who he was or who he is, excuse me. Okay, they don't care. People try to warn about Sean Diddy Combs for decades. No one didn't want to listen. If they would have listened to Natanya, none of this would happen. None of this. Cassidy wouldn't be going through what she went through for over 11 years when she was with this man. Kim Porter could have been possibly alive. A lot of things could have changed the outcome, but we're here now. But no one didn't want to listen because of Sean Diddy Combs, because of his money, his influence, the people that he knew. They didn't care. They didn't care. Until now, they want to care. It's like it's too little, too late, people. I just don't understand why people don't believe the victims. Oh, it's just a money grab. Oh, they're just trying to get money from me. It's just so boring. Like, I'm so sick of hearing people say that. It's just a money grab. It's about money. It's about this. Yeah, it could be. But if you have proof and receipts to back up your claim, why you don't believe the victims if there's proof? Why you just turn it around and put it back on them? Oh, they're lying. They're lying. It's all about money. So everyone is lying? Everyone is lying? Like get serious here. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I just pray there is justice. I pray throughout the whole trial that the juries will listen to everything, listen to the witnesses, look at all the evidence that's presented to them, and really, really just think about all the facts. That's all I ask, for them to look at all the facts that's presented to them, and then they can make their own conclusion. Don't think about, because who Sean Diddy Combs was or is and how he is. Look at the evidence. Look at the facts. Look at how this man got away with all these crimes for over 20 years, and it could have been stopped, but no one didn't stop it. They kept going with this, and innocent victims are paying the price of this. Innocent people are paying the price of this, and it's just not right. So I just wanted to give you my input of that. Like, I just, we can't worship these celebrities, because they're not idols, they're not gods, they're human beings just like everyone else. You guys, just everyone else. The only difference is they have money, they have power, they have influencer. That's the only thing. Other than that, they're human beings just like everyone else. We bleed, they bleed. They get hurt, we get hurt. Okay? Same thing, just different status. That's about it. So I just don't understand why people worship these celebrities. Me, I did not worship Sean Diddy Combs. I did listen to his music. I had mad respect for him because, like I said, of the hustle and the bustle. And he grew up for nothing. He grew up of nothing, and he made something of himself. And that's a good, positive thing for young men. Like, listen, if he can do it, came out of nothing. He lost his father at a young age. His mom was just hustling and bustling, doing what she needs to do to provide for her children. Anyone can do it, and that's the part that I have respect for. Other than that, I never idolized him. I never worshiped him. He was just a human being, just like everyone else. He just had money and he just had connections. But I respect the hustle, though. And we just have to remember that these celebrities that people worship and idolize, they're just human beings just like everyone else. And like I said, you don't know what people are capable of in closed doors, okay? Because people like to hide their sick, twisted things. People are two-faced. I'm sorry to say. People are two-faced, and you just don't know what people are capable of. And we just have to remember that. We just have to remember that. They show us a persona, who they are on TV, music, whatever, but we don't know really what they do in closed doors. We don't know their personal life. They just tell us what we want to hear or what we want to see, because they have their publicists, they have their managers, they have people doing these things for them. That's what they get paid for us to see the fantasy instead of the reality, if that makes sense. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, of my input and my perspective of it. But let me know your thoughts. And I really appreciate everyone listening and watching. That's it with Cheryl. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.